to the mentioned on April 29th for an update on the High Court position. Magistrate gave orders after he was served with the High Court flown from Murang'a to Nairobi via a chopper hired by Wairia, who had challenged his prosecution and order by anti-corruption High Court Judge Shifuna, barring the state from arresting Jane Mutia. So that has also been addressed over there. The scandal of 351 million, ladies and gentlemen, and that the three alleged were victimized. On page number 3, Ruto asked 2,100 civil servants with fake certificates to quit. So already these members with the fake certificates across the country are numbered up to 2,100. His Excellency the President says, leave office, go and resign before I send you or I sack you from the various positions that you're holding. So President William Ruto has directed that anyone who obtained a job with fake academic certificate in the public service must leave immediately. So he has also shown that term is uncomfortable, that just a simple audit of people working in government revealed about 2,100 people so far have fake certificates, even as he demanded that those involved should refund public money. He said their actions are equivalent to obtaining money by false pretense. And in own words, he said, just imagine a simple audit of people working for government has revealed we have 2,100 people with fake certificates working for government. And in this conference, I hope we will add one more resolution of fake certificates, said Ruto. So he made the remarks in panel discussion yesterday during the third Salaries and Remuneration Commission SRC National Wage Bill Conference held in Bomas of Kenya yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. As we are purporting to the same, ladies and gentlemen, it is not something that's coming newly. It's something that actually has been the biggest problem across the country, whereby a number of people have been realized. I doubt if exactly it's 2,100 those that are owning fake certificates. But of course, this is a system that has begun in various counties prior, and as the president is bringing it to attention again, is going to bring them or push each and every person to the wall, so that the correct people should get those offices for the progress of the country. That's according to page number 3 of the People Daily. When getting to page number 4, we are finding that doctors' CBA is not valid, says Nakumicha. So the agreement, according to CS Nakumicha on the Ministry of Health, is that the CBA, the MOU that the government came with to the doctors during 2017, the first session, is not valid. And the explanation is given on over here is that Health CS tells Senator that the National Health Insurance Fund is owned Kenya shillings 30 billion by agencies. So 30 billion by agencies across the country is the amount of money that is validated. She explains herself, saying that the striking medical doctors collecting bargaining agreement, the CBA, signed in 2017 has expired. So according to this, I'm trying to imagine the aspect of the CS Nakumicha. Remember, in 2017, we have had 2 presidents. Remember the race of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And now, after Uhuru Kenyatta left the obligation to the current president, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, is coming to beat the session of the second segment, whereby, according to Nakumicha, the CS Ministry of Health, she says that the first agreement of 2017 is not valid, and that the doctors should know that it is expired. So Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakumicha claimed yesterday opening a new battlefront with the striking health workers now held a talk. The talk was held. The explanation on the point of discussion yesterday was that the CBA done during the 2017 is not valid anymore. And that director's Department of Health should be aware, and the strike should come to a halt. That's according to Nakumicha. So it is that this, even as the senators put the CS on the spot of what they termed as lack of efforts to end the doctors' strike. So as it continues, so the lawmakers asked whether the ministry and the government were sensitive over the plight of the poor and desperate parents seeking service in public facilities. So, however, Nakumicha explained that the CBA, that the Kenyan Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union, KPDU, is pushing for, expired in 2021. So, the first CBA, this is an audition that was taken care of by the central government under the Ministry of Health, and the MOU was valid between 2017 and 2021, according to CS Nakumicha. Now she says, if at all the strike that is ongoing is based on the platform, on the allegation of the CBA 2017-2021, then it's out of bound. She explained that this committee of the KPDU should sit with these people and talk and let them understand, because they might be ignorant of the formerly done agreement by the government. Okay, so the ministry is also ready to negotiate on the new CBA, because the current CBA under the KMPDU lapsed in 2021, the CSA. So according to CS Nakumicha on the Ministry of Health, is that as at now, if at all there is an explanation that should be done based on the first CBA agreement, then they should come and get back to drawing board, and do another agreement. But the striking about the first one, that is out of bound. You remember the polls of 2022, when after a few days, a couple of hours, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto got to the office officially after he had taken the oath of the office as the president. So the agreement was done according to this, only that according to the constitution of the country, ladies and gentlemen, we need also to undertake exactly what the constitution is talking about. The presidential contract of up to around 5 years in office, is it also related to the ministry conduct of order, that if the president does with his own term the first session, then all the agreements or the MOUs done by different ministries gets to a halt? That's the biggest question on BTV Kenya. You can as well watch and see from the same. You can as well drop your point of verdict. What's your thinking about it? If it is that the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, during his first session in the office, in fact his last term, the KPDU committee had an agreement based on the doctors' strike that's ongoing, and that it was that when the term ends for His Excellency former President Uhuru Kenyatta, then the MOU would have also expired. That's what I'm trying to also ask, but I'll check with you in accordance to what the Constitution stipulates, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting to this session. Just as I said prior, in office, just beginning 2022, when His Excellency Dr. Samoei Ruto got to office as the President of Kenya, another CBA ought to have been done by the Kenya Practitioners and Dentists Union Health Ministry. This is where I think the obligations are to have been done, so that at least the new contract is signed based on maybe the allegation. You see, the first, or according to Nakumisha, the CS, is that those allegations the doctors are having, like now you see the doctors talk about employment. And as top officials, those that are academically upright are not in offices. They are not employed. Promotions are not there. A token that they were promised based on their salaries, not yet implemented by the Kenyan government. So these ones I ought to have been also signed in the same course. So Nakumicha calls upon members of the KPDU to sit with the government and make another CBA. All this comes to you on BTV Live, the vibrant show over here. On page number 5 of the People Daily, I'm seeing time is going by, but I want to see on various areas that are so sensitive, ladies and gentlemen, like on this 5th page of the People Daily, is that prepare for more flooding, warns Kindiki. So more floods are to be expected in the country. So reports confirm one person died and thousands others displaced by intense rains across the country. So these are sad deaths that have been accrued by floods that have been realized across the countries, ladies and gentlemen. So one person was confirmed dead due to the effects of the ongoing rains ravaging the country, even as the government warned of more flooding in parts of the country in coming days. So Nyanza Region Commissioner Flora Mwaroa confirmed one death in Winam area in Kisumu, as Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki warns of more flooding along the lakes and rivers, low-lying areas and places with the poor drainage prone to severe flooding. So in his own words, he said, in Western Kenya community residing along the lake and rivers in Homa Bay, Siaya, Busia, Nyando, Nyakach, and Muhoroni are likely to continue to prepare. The CS Kindiki says the government notifies members of the public that the weather forecast of the ongoing long rains presents the potential for more flooding coming soon. So according to the public, it's notified to exercise caution for their movement and avoid risky behavior on moving waters to avert possible risks. So in his own words, he said the risk of the significant flooding in various parts of the country has put the government in high alert, said Kindiki in a press statement released yesterday. So the government has taken very proactive measures to ensure public security and safety is prepared to mitigate any adverse interference of a flood across the countries, ladies and gentlemen. So I think this is so positive, and Honorable Kindiki is working tirelessly hard to see that Kenyans don't suffer more on drainage, and warns those that are residing or those that have domiciled their residents just along the rivers to leave those places for a while, because heavy rains are expected within the country. That has also been addressed. Over here on the same page is that Africa urged to boost healthcare in preparation of the future pandemics. So the future pandemics, Africa is now urged to boost their healthcare preparations. So to enhance readiness for future pandemic, Africa has been urged to bolster into existing healthcare systems, enhancing surveillance capacities and expand testing capabilities and capacities in laboratories. So machines in the laboratories previously has been seen. You remember the previous day, the governor Kisumu, Honorable Anyang' Nyong'o came to the public saying that he has now signed an MOU, and the agreement is going to work on how the sickle cell facility is going to be erected soon in Kisumu County, and through Indian Health Organization. I think this will also improve health organization within the country in preparedness of the pandemic forthcoming. Addressing the participating at the ongoing African Disease Reporting Fellowship for journalists covering health in Africa, Dr. Francis Kate, former Libyan Minister for Health, said that in preparative, it's good for Kenyans to have it done prior. So Likoni residents in Mombasa County turns up for voluntary mass testing of COVID-19 in May 2020. This was an issue that has been addressed over here. So COVID-19 is, you remember what COVID-19 did to the global prior years, and now it's another pandemic that's expected within the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it should be given an upper hand for consideration how it can be tested and found on ways it can be controlled. Prior, a number of people claimed their lives and families lost their people, their best ones, their loved ones. And as of now, it's another strike that's ongoing. As a strike, I don't mean getting to a complete, but a strike coming. It's going to strike Kenyans and countries abroad on the same. There are some issues that are also major here on this page. And now the Senator Samson Cherargei has raised a concern with the Bunge Towers, which he said caught to be daring before it is occupied. So Cherargei claimed the tower is not habitable, as the lifts are not working well, as well as some of the management got stuck. It is a while ago. So these structures are still undertaken, finishing. I think, according to Cherargei, is that the people that have started just the instance using of these structures should take a lot of care, because they haven't been completed well. In the short while, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going just to get to a halt of the Vibrant Show this morning. I hope you're watching from there. A number of people are giving points of verdict. I'm going to see into the same in the few minutes possible. But before that, let me see on an area here based on courts told to speed up Windows wealth cases. So courts across the country told to speed up widows wealth cases. Widows are cared upon, and that courts are to see in their cases that the cases of the widows that are in court be sped up. So we want to see that courts have been asked to fast track inheritance cases involving widows and enable them get justice on time. So the spouse to Deputy President, the spouse to Deputy President Dr. Dorcas Rigathi yesterday said widows undergo painful moments in the corridors of justice while pursuing inheritance of their husband's wealth, with some ending up losing them. So in her own words, she said, Some end up losing their inheritance and property due to delays in court of justice. So others die before the suits are concluded, leaving their children to suffer. She lamented. So they better have to regarding Gachagua, Deputy President, came to the public yesterday sending her grievances on behalf of the widows across the country that the courts should now speed up in tackling their cases of inheritance. Some of them end up dying, some of them end up taking that long time until the cases are swept out of track or goes out of track. The beneficiary lacks their there's an area here that talks about devastating effects. So the devastating effects within the country still is Dr. Dorcas Rigathi talking here. She said, widows are faced with a myriad of challenges and included discrimination because they're looked down upon since they've lost their husbands and no one is there for them. The loss of their loved ones leaves devastating effects to many women's lives that result in instability of their families and hence subjected to property. So Pastor noted. That is also at the church point. So she was speaking during a meeting with the widows held at Friends Malava Boys High School ground in Kakamega, North Sub-County. Campaigning her with a woman representative Elisi Muhanda and Kakamega First Lady Janet Barasa. Also spoke about these widows one-on-one, ladies and gentlemen. Just to finish in the short while on the Papal Review today, Papal Review is that based on your observation, we have written to the NSSC requesting them copies of the evaluation report, copies of IDs. So this one has also been addressed here. I think I'd addressed that prior on roads agency, acknowledgement of some properties acquired for construction on roads across the country. So I'll only see into Eldoret Road, rehabilitation kicks off. So in Eldoret town, so the rehabilitation has been started just immediately with an agency. So we are told that the National Kenya Highways Authority, KENHA, has kicked off preparations to rehabilitate and dual Moiben Eldoret Airport Mlango Highway in Uasin Gishu County. The anticipated first phase of the dualing of the road that will start from Koilel Junction through Eldoret Town, Eldoret Airport, and Mlango on the Uasin Gishu Nandi counties border, which will go a long way towards easing traffic congestion in Eldoret Town, which is expected to be elevated to city status soon. Uasin Gishu Governor Jonathan B. held a consultative meeting on Tuesday, unofficial from KENHA, to discuss ways of ensuring smooth implementation of junction Mlango dual carriageway modernizing a project. So this has also been addressed on the same page, ladies and gentlemen. So even though Kenyans are coming to the hour now, giving a lot of complaints to the current government, the central government that is, but of course we see at least in some counties that there's a lot of work that is rehabilitated. And as you see in Nakuru County, just as I've talked about, the road through the KENHA is on operation. The Minister of Health now Nakumicha comes in, says that signing a new contract after the first and second CBA invalidity is just a piece of a mere paper. Of course, I think the KMPDU will sit and discuss, if at all, the government and the ministry will come together so that they sign another one, if agreement will be made. We are forth looking into that, ladies and gentlemen. And all these reports comes to you just on one-on-one on BTV, particularly the Vibrant Show, BTV Kenya. I'm always here for you. I know you're out there for me. Drop your point of verdict on BTV Kenya, your home live TV. Call me watching Geoffrey Onyango. This marks the end of the Vibrant Show newspaper review on this 18th day of April 2024. Have a beautiful morning. Let's meet again tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.
The Kuria Nation, are you ready for this? Grab yourself together and prepare to vote your favorite artist on the Waito Music Awards, happening from 19th April 2024, traversing to May 31st. Your favorite artist will be on the categories contesting to be the best out of the rest. Grab your phone, smartphone, mlika mwizi, and let's vote for favorite local talent to the limelight. Waito Music Awards. We are the legends of Nyanza.